On today's video, I'm going to finally be assembling this guitar that I've been working on for what seems to be an eternity. So without further ado, let's get to it. So, where to begin? I guess maybe the first thing I'll start is just putting the bridge on here. So that's that. Now we'll just get the claw and the springs on the back. I guess the next thing we should do is just put some shielding in these cavities. Now I'm just going to be using some tin tape like I used on the back of the pickguard. This is what you use to seal the ducts on your furnace with. It's not duct tape, it's actually made of metal. Alright, I'm just going to trim this a bit with a razor blade. So I'm just kind of like rubbing my finger and it creates kind of a rough line where I can cut this tape and then it will fit a lot better. I'm still leaving a little bit of a margin because I want it to kind of overlap a little bit with the stuff on the sides. So I got the tin tape shielding all done. You can see I've just lined the inside of the cavities completely with that. And that will match up with the tin tape shielding we have on the back of the pickguard. So hopefully this will work. I have never tried this before. We'll see. Okay, so I guess the next step here will be to put our electronics in. Alright, so in my wiring video, I had a couple people make comments that I should spray some of this deoxit into the pots because they're scratchy. So I'm going to do that first before I start assembling things. Get some in there, give them a nice little turn. Alright, so hopefully that deoxit works its magic and these pots are good to go. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to unsolder this output jack from these wires and reconnect it in the guitar. Okay, and then this is our ground for our tremolo claw. Okay, so everything fits except for our switch is a little bit too deep for our guitar. So that kind of sucks. So what I'm going to do is just push on it, and then that'll make a mark in the shielding. So you can see where it's dug in to the shielding. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to remove some of the wood from that area. I think I'm just going to use a chisel. So as you can see, I just had to remove a little bit of material directly under where the switch goes. I realize that's kind of a hack job, but to be honest, I need to sharpen all of my chisels. And yeah, I'm not going to do it right now. So I'm just going to put another piece of tin tape over that, and then we'll get back to installing the electronics. So I just got the output jack soldered up, which is great because the wire was about as short as it could be. So I'm glad I was able to do that. So I think I'm just going to peel this plastic now. Now that's done, just start screwing it on. So I guess now we gotta put together our output jack. So I pre-drilled most of these holes obviously before, except I didn't do these output jack mounting holes. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of tape down, hopefully to not screw up the finish when I go to drill these. So I'm just gonna mark them with my awl. I'm just gonna pre-drill the holes. Now we just have one more solder connection to make for our ground wire. Okay, so that's it for right now for our body. I'm just gonna put the rest of the neck together and then we'll join them together. All right, so here we got the neck back. Got a few things to reattach to the neck. The tuners, the string trees. So I guess the first thing I'll do is peel this tape. That went smoother than I anticipated. So I guess next we'll have to get all our tuners out. Okay. So I guess the first thing I'll do is put these little, I believe they're called ferrules in. Just using the base of my screwdriver to push these in. Okay, so those are all pressed in. Now I'm just going to install the tuners. Okay, so we got the tuners back on. Now we just got to put these little string trees back on. All right, so we're just going to reuse this old nut. All right, so there's that. I guess now we got to attach the neck to the body. Okay, so here we go. All right, so we just need a few more things like knobs, switch tip, some strap buttons, a whammy bar, but I got my old trusty tackle box full of guitar parts from way back. I'm pretty sure we got what we need. So in terms of knobs, we got some choices here. I think that's about it for knobs. So these are our choices for the knobs. So out of these, we need two, obviously. So it'd be nice to have two that match. So we got these gold ones, which might look good. And we also got these two black ones. And we don't have two matching ones. Well, I guess we could go with these two as well. So we got these. We don't need any of these. Let's just see how these look. So I mean, actually, I don't even hate that. I don't hate how that looks. Those look all right. I honestly feel like I like the dirty old white ones better, though. You know what? I think I'm just gonna go with these black ones. I think it'll look better overall with the guitar if we just go with black. Next, we need some switch tips. So I got this, which appears to be a 5-way selector switch tip. Looks like I got a couple of those. And I think that's about it. I don't really keep any of the other stuff down in this part of the box. So hopefully we can somehow thread this 5-way switch onto that. Let's just try. I'm gonna put this camera down. Okay, well that actually worked. So we got that figured out. Cool, now we need a whammy bar. So I hope we can get one out of here. So hopefully this will match the threads in here. She's loose. So that's not gonna fly. So that's a bummer. The one whammy bar I do have won't fit, so we'll have to we'll have to get a whammy bar for it. Still function without a whammy bar. Maybe I can screw one of the whammy bars from one of my other guitars in it just so we can test it. And then we need some strap buttons. So I do have a few different strap buttons in here. Let's just go with these. We'll need some screws. All right, and here's some little black washer things for them. So I'm just going to use the same little trick I used. I'm going to put some tape and then make my little marking with an awl and then, drill it. I'm just going to eyeball this. Now the question is, where do I want to put my upper horn strap button? So let's just put it right there. It'll be weird, but it's not that weird, I don't think. There we go. Just got a set of these Ernie Ball hybrid slinkies. I like them. Honestly, these strings are going to get ruined. It's just setting this guitar up, so they're only temporary. All right, so we got the Trashocaster finally assembled. It's all together in one piece. All we have left to do is set the intonation, set the action, and then start playing it. So if you found that interesting and you want to see if this thing actually ends up being playable, make sure to subscribe. This channel is still super small, so you'll probably miss the next video on your feed if you don't. So this guitar is going to be fully done next week. The week after that, we're starting a new project. I'm not going to spill the beans on what it is, but it's going to be probably even cooler than this one. So yeah. That's it for this episode. So until next week, we'll talk to you later.